Welcome to the Sacred Medicine Podcast. My name is Margaret Romero. I'm a Columbia-trained functional medicine nurse practitioner, and here I uncover the truth behind chronic illness so that you can finally heal. I'm a women's health and hormone expert and love empowering women to finally live their life fully and powerfully through optimal health. This is the Sacred Medicine Podcast. You are listening to the Sacred Medicine Podcast. I'm your host, Margaret Romero, and today we are talking all about acne. Oh, this is such a big topic because every time you turn on the TV or even on Instagram, you will see beauty products after beauty products promoting the toners and the cleansers and the retinols. I mean, the list goes on and on. What you see to help prevent acne, right? And you also get prescriptions from the dermatologist, minocycline, tetracycline, low doses of antibiotics. And this is the wrong approach. This is absolutely the wrong approach. The reason why someone has acne is not because they are lacking some type of cleanser or the best toner. That is not the issue here. So today we're talking about ways to reduce and eliminate acne and also kind of busting some myths around what you think acne comes from, why it gets, why are you having so much acne, what's going on. So let's start with the very first thing, which is stress. Stress affects hormones, and hormones affect the skin. So if you're someone that has possibly high levels of, let's say, testosterone, or you've got fluctuations in your hormones, this can definitely create acne. It is not because, you can slather on a million creams and lotions and tone your skin and scrub it and, microdermabrasions, but if you've got stress or you got hormonal issues, that's not getting to the root cause. You see what I'm saying? So hormones, and also this is why women tend to see this around their period due to the fluctuations in the hormones, but it gets a little bit more complex. See, the issue with the skin, when I see someone that comes to me and they've got a lot of acne, I think of their gut. And there's issues in the gut that are contributing to the skin. I'd say 80% of the time it's due to gut issues as well. Now, what do I mean by gut issues? So things like dysbiosis, which means an imbalance in your microbiome, which is that's all in your gut. And when you've been given prescription after prescription, not only for acne, for antibiotics, but also for antibiotics for any little cough or cold that you may have had. Z-Pack after Z-Pack. Oh, and I get a yearly sinus infection, or I get a yearly, cold or whatever, and the doctor always gives me a Z-Pack or amoxicillin. Trust me, I hear this all the time working at the clinic, at the urgent care. So this definitely happens on a daily basis for me. And so people are just being overprescribed antibiotics. What does that do for you? You may think that this works wonderful for your sore throat, which may be viral. And you may think it may be linked to the 7-day course or 10-day course of antibiotics, but it most likely is due to the fact that after a week, viruses tend to dissipate on their own anyway, if it's just like your common cold type of thing. You may think it may be the antibiotic, but it's actually just a week passes, most people will overcome any sort of common cold or virus issue. So then you tend to rely on these antibiotics. What that's actually doing to the microbiome of your gut is horrendous. It's creating such an imbalance, and that is what is showing up on your skin. And also what antibiotics will do is that it causes permeability to the lining of your gut. What does that mean? That means that it sort of is destroying the lining, allowing particles to go through the lining where it shouldn't be, and thereby creating inflammation. And what does inflammation do? It can create acne for sure. I mean, this is a known thing. So one of the worst things you can do is be put on minocycline or tetracycline. This is so common for dermatologists to write a prescription. Here you go. They don't talk to you about food. What are you actually eating? This amazes me. Go ahead. Yeah. Continue having your McDonald's or your Wendy's or your Burger King and those bacon cheeseburgers and all of that. But here's your prescription. This will help with your skin. No, that's not how it works. And it's also why I tend to see people who are on years of this antibiotic, low dose, and they can't ever get off it because it's not really dealing with the issue. And they still have acne. And it may be a temporary fix. And you may notice, oh no, my skin, it looks a little better, but you can't ever get off it. And it's just this never-ending cycle of more antibiotics creating issues with the gut creating issues with the skin, and so many other things in the body as well. Okay, another thing is that it will cause antibiotics. Once that permeability happens, it can actually also cause malabsorption. So you're not actually absorbing nutrients from your food or even from the supplements you may be taking. So this is a huge one. I mean, you may think, okay, well, the dermatologist gave me this antibiotic for my acne, so it should be good. It should be good for me. Actually, it's horrible for you. It's not good. Trust me on this. Also, slathering on a million things is not like what you're needing for your skin. It is coming from within. Also, I don't know why this just popped into my head. Bad breath. It's not because you're lacking a mint. It is because you've got issues with your gut. It's also because you need some really good probiotics. That's just an aside. Okay. So over cleansing is really bad. You're stripping away so many good things that are on your skin, the natural oils, which you may think are like, oh my God, my skin cannot have a single bit of oil because it's just creating my skin to be so bad and all these pimples. No, it is not. You may be producing over, extra sebum is what we call it on the skin. That could be hormonal too. So really important to be checking hormone levels and having someone that is knowledgeable with hormone levels and knowing also, let's talk about food. Fried food, fast food's horrible for your body. In general, it's bad. You and I know that it's bad. And if you continue to sort of consume these things and throwing on just like tons of toner 3 times a day, thinking that that's going to help, it's not. It's really not going to help you. So we talked about stress being bad for the skin, hormone fluctuations, check that testosterone, gut issues, the way you eat, all of those antibiotics that you've been given for a little cough, a little cold, a little sore throat. Also the antibiotics from your dermatologist. Another thing that I forgot to mention about your gut issue with the permeability, it could also be due to like food sensitivities or food allergies. So you're eating things, let's say gluten, for example, and because when you go fast foods, everything has gluten. Every single thing that you eat there has gluten, from the fries to the burger buns, all of it. And you're eating that. You may have a sensitivity to gluten. You may not even know it. Any kind of cleanser, cream, lotion that you're putting on your skin, you think that's going to help the sensitivity that you have in your gut and your body to gluten? No, it does nothing. It does nothing. It won't help. Okay. Also, a reduction in the stomach acid, which is called hypochlorhydria. And this definitely impacts your skin. Now, as we get older, stomach acids tend to decrease, digestive enzyme levels tend to decrease as well. But having hypochlorhydria is not a good thing in general. It doesn't break down your food, just for a multitude of reasons and all the things that can happen. So if you're someone that is constantly popping like Maalox and Tums and reducing all of that, we've got issues. It's not because your body needs Tums, okay? In order to figure out what is going on, one of the biggest things that needs to happen is that you need to get a functional stool test analysis, not the stool test that goes to regular Quest or LabCorp. No way. That shows hardly anything. Okay. You need a functional test, and it will tell us what is actually going on in your gut. If you have some kind of, gluten sensitivity, will tell me if gluten is actually causing inflammation, because inflammation shows up all over the body, including the skin. Okay. So antibiotics, bad. Over cleansing, bad. Antibiotics for the skin, horrible for you. So some of the things that are really good. Why don't we switch over to some really healthy foods? Some good nutrient-dense foods. I gotta say vegetables, foods that you don't have to get from a can or a box. How easy is that to know? Animal protein, vegetables, some fruits. Obviously, if you know you have a sensitivity to something, you're going to eliminate that too. Food allergy testing is also really, really a good thing to do. And it's something that I tend to do on the majority of my patients. All right. So nutrients, vitamins, zinc is also really good to help with the skin, healing of the skin. Essential fatty acids, omega-3 fatty acids, really good. And you want to take that with food. Vitamin A is really healing. It's really, really good. Also, one other thing about zinc, it helps decrease the type of testosterone that you don't want. It increases the kind that you do want. All right, so let's do a little recap here. You definitely want to reduce your stress levels, whether that is through meditation or long walks, or maybe doing a little workout to kind of de-stress a little bit. But over-exercising is also a stressor on the body. So I don't recommend over working out, like working out intensely for 45 minutes or longer is not recommended. Checking hormone levels, okay? All of the hormones, female hormones, as well as some gut testing, some stool analysis, functional stool analysis testing, not the kind that is sent to LabCorp or Quest or your local lab. That is not sufficient. It hardly tells us anything. We also want to consider maybe food allergies. And the next one would be inflammation. What is causing inflammation? It could be that you have an imbalance. Maybe you have some parasites. Maybe you had a worm. Maybe you have Giardia. Maybe you have Shigella, H. pylori. All of these things need to be tested because this is causing an imbalance in the flora, in your microbiome, and is creating inflammation. Where does inflammation show up? Anywhere in the body, including your skin. So you want to watch out for the antibiotics, like I said. Really not a good thing. It is horrible for your microbiome, which your immune system is completely housed in your gut. So in order to have like very good, vibrant health for your immune system to be really strong and hardy, your gut needs to be functioning well. It does not function well when it is constantly being given antibiotics all the time. And forget the low-dose minicin, okay, minocycline, which has been given for I don't know how many decades and decades. It is not the answer here. It is not the answer. Over-cleansing, horrible. It is not, your skin is not breaking out because you have too much oil or horrible skin. It is, we need to look deeper. It is not about you needing some $200 toner or a $200 skin cleanser. No, save your money. Find yourself a functional medicine provider. use your money that you would have spent on all of those beauty hacks that you think may work, and use it towards finding out the root cause, getting a stool test, getting all of your lab work done. Where are your nutrient levels? Are you deficient? What is going on? Were you given birth control, which is also, that's a big old topic there, but birth control for acne is also not the answer. Okay, nutrients, a couple of them, essential fatty acids like omega-3 fatty acids. I love Nordic Naturals as a company. They test all of their fish oil, so I really endorse that company heavily. Nordic Naturals. Also vitamin A, really great for your immune system to help heal, to boost your immunity. Zinc is also really good, also just for healing of skin. It also, as an aside, it increases your libido, and it also helps with your immune system. And look at how you're eating. Get rid of all of that stuff that you've been possibly consuming. Fast foods, the fried foods, these are all really bad for you and for your gut. And if you're not going to the bathroom on a regular basis, like every day, and if you suffer from like constipation or even diarrhea, IBS, you've got issues with your gut. This is why it's so important to get stool testing. I mean, I do my own stool testing twice a year. I do. I need to make sure I'm on top of things. Make sure everything's good, because I do a lot of traveling, and you don't know what you may pick up when you're traveling. So, and I no longer eat sushi. By the way, for those of you who eat sushi, if you think you can't get a parasite, you're wrong. Okay. What else? So eating, let's just try to stay away from things out of a box, out of a can, and frozen dinners. Like, let's just get down to the basics. Buy yourself some grass-fed beef, some organic chicken. Don't fry it. Can we just start baking things? Can we just, cook things without having to microwave things? Like really just cooking it in a pan. And also don't use pans that are all scratched up. Horrible for you. Releases all kinds of toxins. Throw it out. Get some ceramic. Don't use the non-stick coating stuff. It's also really bad for you. So grass-fed beef, organic chicken. How about some really good veggies, steaming them? You can, bake them, get a whole bunch of veggies, put them in the oven. I mean, just take a little time to get a couple of recipes together. Think about maybe do it on a Sunday where you just look up some recipes, plan your week so you know what you have to go to the store to buy, to plan, like you're going to have chicken, when you're going to have steak or lamb or what have you. And if you're a vegetarian, also, if you're consuming too much gluten, may not be a good thing. And if you're vegetarian, maybe you eat lentils, like a ton of it. Well, get some food allergy testing, because when someone consumes the same thing every single day, over and over and over and over and over, the body develops a little bit of a sensitivity to it. It doesn't like it. You need to learn to rotate your foods so you're not eating the same thing for breakfast. Eggs, everyone eat, let's just say you're someone that eats eggs every morning and you've done it for years and you don't feel good, or you have acne, or you've got joint pain, or you've got some issues, or you got constipation. You may be allergic to eggs. I mean, you may not think, or you may hate the concept of it, but let me tell you, eggs are in the top 7 foods that people have the most sensitivity to. So, and I'm not saying the type of food allergy where you're being sent to the hospital because your lips get swollen and you can't breathe. It's not that. That's a true food allergy, like a peanut allergy, where you're rushing to the emergency room. Food sensitivities are not as severe on the outside. Like you're not going to the emergency room, but your body is still affected. It's still being affected on a cellular level, and it is creating havoc as well in your body. So keep just keep that in mind about eggs. I mean, the seven foods that most people eat, I think the biggest one, well, dairy, gluten, eggs, soy, all kinds of nuts. I mean, these are all, and people eat them every day. You probably just have like a handful of nuts. You think like, this is my healthy snack for the day. You don't know if it's causing havoc in your body unless you get food allergy tested. Or if you've got some kind of chronic illness going on, joint pain, you don't know what's going on. You got the acne happening. Maybe your hair is falling out. And then you're just like, but nuts are healthy. Eggs are good. They're protein. No. Listen up. Food allergies, food sensitivities are real. Trust me, because I just did mine. And guess what? I don't do dairy, so I do almond milk. Well, my almond sensitivity was through the roof. So I have changed to hemp milk. And because I was getting like a little bloating, TMI. And so I did my food allergy. And then in about 7 months, I'm going to recheck it to see where the levels are. So, I mean, these things are necessary to be done. But guess what? Your conventional medicine, primary care, if they've ever talked to you about this, bravo. But for the most part, they don't talk about this because I don't know. They were just never taught this. No fault of theirs. But this is a whole new way of medicine. This is functional medicine where we go really deep as to what is going on with your body. And today we were talking about acne, and I hope this has helped you. I hope that you find yourself a functional medicine provider. I am also taking new patients. And if you are not following me on Instagram, you can head on over there to Instagram.com/Margaret Romero. I am on there every single day in stories. I'm sharing my recipes. If you want to learn a little bit about how to eat, you can follow me on there. And if you've been loving these mini sort of episodes, these mini solo episodes and my interviews, I would love it if you would go into iTunes, subscribe, and leave a review. That would make my day. Thank you so much for listening this week, wherever you are in the world. I hope you are well, you are healthy, and you are thriving. Much love. We will talk next week. Bye for now.